Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, the Bank of England chose to keep base rates unchanged at 4% last week. That was largely expected. There's a kind of split feeling on whether we will see another rate drop before the end of the year, but it's inflation basically that is stubbornly high, sitting around 3.8%, which is meaning why they took that decision. So GDP growth, so how the economy is basically performing, was lower than forecast. So that would be a great time to normally reduce rates to stimulate the economy, put more money in people's pockets so they start spending, which all makes that big wheel of the pound going around the economy work, which is what drives growth. But that inflation sitting stubbornly high, so they decided not to change it this time. So we'll wait and see what happens coming on. And that is perhaps reflecting this real uncertainty that the market is feeling at the moment. I've just written my latest article for the business. It's not out yet. That's this month's one. But when November's comes out, just before the autumn budget, my thoughts on what Rachel Reeves is mooting that she's going to do in the autumn budget. And it's making people kind of put their plans on hold a bit at the moment. My world at the moment, we are definitely lower on valuations. So people thinking of selling their property. That's not necessarily a bad thing because we've had such a busy run through the year. We didn't even pause through the summer months, which we would normally, that we've had an awful lot of stock on our books that we have been gradually moving through. But lots of review calls with those properties. So we've had a really good number of those sold. We're glad, definitely, through really proactive management, helping those sellers with their moving plans. And the conversation, the review calls at the moment, all to do with kind of, do I carry on through the winter, stay on the market? Do I do a price reduction to try and steal a march on this market? Or do I rest it? I went to the EA Masters conference last week. I was actually up on the stage, which was quite nerve-wracking because I didn't know what they were going to ask me. So, yeah, a bit scared about how I was going to assemble my thoughts into an answer. But anyway, one of the really interesting takeouts from there, 20EA are a fabulous data mining organisation. They look at actual performance of estate agents and how you perform. And they had a really interesting fact, which was basically, if you rest your property, and for that to kind of be significant, you need to rest it for 14 weeks or more. That's what makes it re-alert on the portals like Rightmove and on the market as a new listing. If you rest it for 14 weeks, you'll have a 42% better chance of selling when it comes back to market than had you done a price reduction. And that's all to do with that perception of it being new stock and not falling down that list of property orders. So really interesting takeouts. I'm chatting to all my sellers about that, which is quite informed conversations. It's good fun. Rightmove, well, they had a bit of a difficult day on Friday. So you probably don't know, maybe you do, I don't know. Rightmove make enormous profits. They are a hugely profitable company. Their profit margin runs at about 70, 75%, whereas a normal FTSE 100 company would run at about 20%. So enormous profit. We feel that pain as estate agents because our fees that we pay to Rightmove keep going up and up. Well, AI has definitely kind of challenged that a little bit, I suppose. And with ChatGPT, you could go on to ChatGPT now and say, show me a property that, I don't know, has a south-facing garden, open plan kitchen, 5-minute or less walk to a local pub, great golf course. Well, Rightmove's algorithms, their search algorithms at the moment could never cope with that, but ChatGPT would have a good go for you. And Rightmove have talked about closing their feed to ChatGPT, clearly feeling a bit threatened by that. Well, on Friday, they announced that they were going to make a huge investment into AI. They are going to improve efficiency, enhance listings, streamline workflows, and give smarter tools to agents for managing clients and leads. £12 million to invest in that, which is just 4% of their profit. But the market didn't like it. It wiped £1 billion off their kind of capital. Oh my gosh, I can't get my words out. The value of their company, they wiped £1 billion off straight away. Improved the day, so the share price dropped by 28% immediately, but at the end of the day, it ended down 12.3. And that's simply because if they're investing in that, they're not reporting the same level of profit back to their shareholders. So the market didn't like that. But I think it's essential. AI is coming, isn't it? A fascinating research by YouGov, sorry, they asked 1,000 homeowners how do they like to be communicated with. And with this growth in AI, there's of course all these automated bots that you can have chats with. But 63% they still prefer a telephone conversation spoken to, 56% email, 40% in person, and text WhatsApp just 25%. And AI bots right down the bottom. So I think people still feel for those big important conversations, they still want a person to deal with it. And that was the general theme of the conference last week. There is AI that can help you with doing some of the heavy lifting of being an agent, but for those really important conversations, it still needs a person to have those conversations and chat it through. So that was the general theme of it, and I agree with that. That's what we're looking at all the time. We still have most of our really big all of our big conversations on the phone, and indeed even our simple ones, which we are trying to look at as well. Well, Christmas is coming, and I'm just going to announce 3 initiatives that we're so proud to support in the town. Firstly, it's the Mayor's Toy Appeal. That is kicking off this week. We will have our big hamper behind me. Please drop in your toys. Remember, don't wrap them up. Don't wrap them up. They need to see the age group and who they're for, and work out. They don't want to have duplications. So they put together these stockings of parcels of presents. So please don't wrap them up. Drop them in. Any new gifts. If you look at the website that you're seeing on the screen at the moment, that will give you an idea of what to go for. And teenage boys are really tricky, so please, if you could help those, that would be great. So really proud to be supporting those. Do please look out for all the dates, but that's starting this week. We're also really proud to be supporting the Rudolph Runner, the train going around the town. We are sponsoring the Pantiles stop, so that's going to be great. I think that'll be a really, really great addition to the team, to the town, and well done to Tunbridge Wells together for organising that. There's a huge switch on happening at the end of this week to launch all the Christmas festivities, including the Rudolph Runner. And finally, we are sponsoring Skate for the first time up at Calverley Ice Rink. So really delighted to be supporting that as well. It was always such a great event, really well supported by the town. It's back again for another year. I don't know how many years it's been there, but a long time. Anyway, I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.